For 6 minutes, the world stood on the edge of extinction, and nobody knew. There were no sirens in the streets, no emergency broadcasts, no last goodbyes. Cities slept, families dreamed. The planet carried on as normal. But deep underground, in a place that did not officially exist, the fate of humanity was being decided in silence. It was the early hours of September 26, 1983. The Cold War was not just a political standoff, it was a constant, invisible countdown. The United States and the Soviet Union faced each other with fear, suspicion, and an arsenal capable of wiping out civilization many times over. Both sides lived by one terrifying rule. If the other side launches first, you must strike back immediately. There would be no time to confirm, no time to negotiate, no time to think, because hesitation meant death. All it would take to end the world was one mistake. In 1983, tensions were dangerously high. Just weeks earlier, the Soviet Union had shot down a civilian passenger plane, killing 269 people. NATO was preparing military exercises that the Soviets feared could mask a real nuclear attack. Trust between the superpowers had completely collapsed. Both sides expected the worst from the other. And because of that fear, they built systems designed to remove human hesitation from the equation. Machines would watch the skies. Machines would give the warning. Humans would simply follow orders. Or so they believed. Deep inside a forest outside Moscow sat a secret Soviet bunker known as Serpukhov 15. It was part of a brand new early warning system, one of the most advanced ever built. Instead of relying only on radar, the system used satellites in orbit to detect missile launches from the United States. The theory was simple. The moment an American missile ignited its engines, the satellites would see the heat. Computers would analyze the data, and the Soviet leadership would be warned within minutes. It was meant to guarantee survival. But on this night, it nearly guaranteed extinction. Shortly after midnight, the quiet inside Serpukhov 15 shattered. Red warning lights exploded across the main control screens. Alarms began to scream. Operators froze. The system had detected something unthinkable. According to the satellites, an American nuclear missile had just been launched toward the Soviet Union. Then another. Within seconds, the screen updated again. 5 nuclear missiles, all headed directly towards Soviet territory. The computer classified the alert as high confidence. This was not a drill. This was not an error. This was nuclear war. The man in the chair, the officer responsible for evaluating the alert that night, was Stanislav Petrov, a lieutenant colonel, an engineer by training, a man who understood systems and their weaknesses. His job was brutally simple. If the early warning system confirmed a nuclear attack, he had to report it immediately to his superiors. They would then inform the Soviet leadership, and the Soviet Union would launch a full nuclear counterstrike. Petrov had no authority to stop a war. He could only start one. Every rule told Petrov exactly what to do. The system was new. It was advanced. It had been tested repeatedly. The Soviet military trusted it more than any human judgment. If the computer said missiles were coming, then missiles were coming. But as Petrov stared at the screen, something bothered him. The number. 1 missile. That was what the system had detected at first. Petrov knew American nuclear strategy. If the United States wanted to destroy the Soviet Union, they wouldn't send 1 missile. They would send hundreds. The system updated again. 5 missiles. Still wrong. 5 missiles could devastate cities, but they could not eliminate the Soviet nuclear arsenal. It made no sense as a first strike. And yet, the alarms continued. The system insisted the attack was real. Petrov faced an impossible choice. If he reported the alert and the system was wrong, the Soviet Union would launch nuclear missiles at the United States. There would be no recall, no apology, no undo button. Human civilization would end because of a computer error. But if he didn't report it and the attack was real, Soviet cities would be destroyed before a response could be launched. Millions would die, and Petrov would be remembered as the man who failed to act. The pressure was crushing. Later, Petrov said he felt like he was sitting on a hot frying pan, unable to stand up, unable to think clearly. knowing that every second mattered. Above ground, the world slept peacefully. Parents tucked in their children. Lights were turned off. Life continued. None of them knew how close they were to the end. Under Soviet doctrine, leaders would have minutes to respond once a launch was confirmed. No discussion, no debate, just fire. Petrov knew that if he reported the alert, the machinery of nuclear war would begin rolling forward, and it would not stop. He looked at the screens again. No radar confirmation, no independent verification, only satellites and computers. And one human being. Petrov made a choice that went against everything he had been trained to do. He reported the alert as a false alarm. He told his superiors that the system was malfunctioning. He broke protocol. He placed his career, and possibly his life, on the line. Most importantly, he placed the future of humanity on his own judgment. Now, all he could do was wait. If Petrov was wrong, Soviet radar systems would soon detect incoming warheads. There would be no doubt. No time left. The room went quiet. 6 minutes passed. Every second felt endless. Operators stared at their screens, waiting for confirmation. Then, nothing. No radar signals. No explosions. No reports of impact. The sky was empty. The missiles did not exist. Later analysis revealed what had gone wrong. A rare alignment of sunlight, clouds, and satellite positioning had fooled the sensors. The system mistook reflections off high-altitude clouds for missile launches. The computer had done exactly what it was programmed to do. It just happened to be catastrophically wrong. If it was you, what would you have done? If you love this video, subscribe for content like this.